Speak, fool. Finally. Finally. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around. This is more like it. You will know endlessly. Finally. Ah, at last. Finally. What is it now? This is more like it. No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Faithless coward. Finally. You will end this. First blood. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Finally.
Double kill.
At last. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? This is more like it. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Finally. This is more like it. What is it? No one orders me around. What is it now? Finally. Frostmourne hunger. Oh, your pain shall be legendary. This is more like it. Finally. Speak, fool. What is it? Tread lightly. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. You will know endless toil. For the Lich King. Greetings. This is more like it. What is it? Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. At last. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. For the Lich King. I'll make sure you suffer. Faithless coward. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Who do you want to kill? Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. Glory to the Scourge. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Finally. For the Lich King. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. You will know endless torment. Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. What is it now? Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? No one orders me around. What is it now? Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Tread lightly.
Our allied
No
tower
one
is
orders
being
me
attacked.
This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Ah, at last.
We're under attack.
Tread lightly. This is more like it. What is it now? No one orders me around. Ah, at last. This is more like it.
Our allies' hero has
Tread
been
lightly.
slain.
Frostmourne hungers. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Tread lightly.
We're under attack.
No one orders me around. Finally.
The hunter wins.
Tread lightly. This is more like it. Finally. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Ah, at last.
Our
Frostmourne
allies' hero has
hungers.
been slain.
Ah, at last. This is more like it. What is it now? Finally. Speak, fool. What is it now? Tread lightly. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. No one orders me around. Finally. Speak, fool. What is it now? Ah, at last. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Glory to the Scourge. This is more like it. Faithless coward. No one orders me around. Finally. Glory to the Scourge. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Finally. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. This is more like it. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. What is it now? No one orders me around. Finally. This is more like it. What is it? No one orders me around. What is it now? Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Tread lightly. No one orders me around.
Our allies' hero
Frostborn
has been
hungers.
slain.
At last. This is more like it. Glory to the scourge.
Double kill.
This is more like it. Frostborn hungers.
Our allies' hero has been slain.
This is more like it. At last. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Frostborn hungers. What is it now? No one orders me around. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. At last. What is it now? At last. Finally. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. What is it now? No one orders me around. Faithless coward. Tread lightly. Frostborn hungers. At last. Speak, fool. Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. At last. This is
Our allies' hero has been slain.
glory to the scourge. For the Lich King.
Double kill.
At last. This is more like it. Speak, fool. Frostborn hungers. What is it now? Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Glory to the scourge. Finally. Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hungers.
Our allied town is being attacked.
Frostborn hungers. At last. Frostborn hungers. Glory to the scourge. Your pain shall be glory to the scourge. This is more like it. Tread lightly. What is it now? At last. This is more like it. At last. Frostborn hungers. Finally. Tread lightly. At last. Oh, you suffer. What is it now? This is more like it. Finally. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. What is it now? Tread lightly. Your pain shall be legendary. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. Frostborn hunger. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. Frostborn hunger. This is more like it. Finally. Frostborn hunger. At last. This is more like it.
Double kill.
What is it now? Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostborn hungers. Tread lightly. At last. Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Speak, fool. At last. Tread lightly. Finally. This is more like it. For the lich. Finally. Your name is lich. That once more. Speak. No one